Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Why do I always use my hands like a seal? Hope everyone's all okay. My name's Laura. If you're new here, I am a mum of two. I'm a single mum now, 10 months in. And life, do you know what I always think? A good mindset at the start of the day, flush everything out, let everything flush out, anything that's just bringing you, lift all of that out the way. Good mindset, and it gives you and brings you a good day. I feel the last 10 months, I don't know if a lot of you have followed me over from my Instagram. I sort of share like the highs and the highs of sort of like life really, motherhood to now single motherhood. And the last 10 months have, I must admit, there is waves of how you feel. And I'll be honest with you, I feel back to Laura, back to like the calm, excitable, like a little golden retriever Laura. I feel like there's been many things and situations and stages in my life that I have unfortunately, I haven't even felt like I was even myself, but sometimes when things happen, you become protective, especially of your children. I'm not sure if anybody relates here. You become so protective of your children. You become so protective of yourself now, and that you will not let people make you feel this way anymore. And you have you have feelings, you have emotions, you have, like ways of thinking. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very open book. I feel I don't know, I just feel like I look back at it now and yeah, there's been moments that I have got so uptight and been a completely different character because of how certain situations have made me feel. But now I do feel like if you are in any new stages of your life and you are watching this, I do hope that I can help guide you now in different ways. I've not been sure what to share on social media, what not to say, what to say, and I still am a little bit unsure really, because it is a big place for there's thousands of millions of people. But equally, I really want to, whilst I'm healing and, navigating different things, I really hope that this is a safe space for you guys to be able to sort of come to. And, even if you aren't a single mum, a mum as well, because there's going to be different questions. Jojo is gone to school. Ophelia's gone to her childcare. So I've got a day of work today, but I thought I'm going to take you sort of like with me. I have done a few little bits in the car. Today I've just got some invoices in. Oh, cheeky. Myself and McDonald's. What is your favourite order? McDonald's is, let's say, it's just not great, is it? But it tastes great at 9 o'clock in the morning after you've done the school run, and all I'd done was shove the kids' leftovers from breakfast in my mouth. Ophelia's got her 2-year review as well. And do you know what? First time mum, I was so nervous. Like, what are they going to ask me? What are they going to be like? Blah, 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 blah. They're just there to guide you. Now, I'm just going to take her in today. Let them answer the questions. I've just realised I've got to fill out a questionnaire. Oh my God. Okay, there's a questionnaire that I need to go home and do. We'll go home and do that together. I think that'll be a good thing if anybody has the 2-year review coming up. We'll go home and do that together, all right? So what I thought I would do is just whilst I'm chilling in the car park, I would answer just a few Q&As. I think I'll just answer a few Q&As that people have asked me, and then I think we'll go home together, and then I'll do like the questionnaire, do a few things around the house that needs doing, and then obviously I'll do my work. And I just think it's just a little bit of a chat. Like so many of you have mentioned about like a podcast, and like I absolutely love that idea. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I listen to some podcasts and they are fantastic. But I just feel like a little bit at the moment, let's just start with a few YouTube videos, sort of getting to know you, getting to know me, getting to know all of us like as a team, a little community here, and who knows what is to hold for the future. But let's answer a few Q&As in the car whilst I got my McDonald's. Just on my stories. Thank you so much, by the way, as well, for like the questions and everything like that. Honestly, like I love this. I just think it's so nice to get into a little bit more of a depth conversation. So how to keep on top of cleaning your house with a toddler. Okay, don't you just find that it is like sweet? I seen this reel one day and it was like trying to keep your house tidy with kids, and it was like trying to mop a tide coming in. I just think that you have to, I always think as long as like all the stuff, like the bare minimum's done. My mum is she'll be like, no, I'm not. she didn't like anything on the sides. Everything had to be done. And I do feel like sometimes I am a bit like that. I feel like I am trying to learn to leave the house and go out. You can deal with it later. You can deal with it when they're in bed in the morning. As long as it's almost like clean as such, you know, like a safe and clean and healthy environment for the children. If there's a washing load flying out your ear holes, just do it when you can. If there's dishes, you know, do it when you can. One thing I've learnt with being a second parent is to go with the flow, and like slowly get into a routine. First time, I felt like I needed to be into this routine. I needed the house to be this. And now I'm just a little bit like, I just don't want the pressure on myself. I just feel like taking it as it comes, but doing it bit by bit. Taking it bit by bit. If you've got a quick bit of time, just quickly do what's needed. I always feel like as long as the surfaces, whatever the cupboards look like, whatever the drawers look like, it's fine. Now, I have done a little bit of a morning routine this morning. So I will go in, but I've left the beds undone. I need to go and do the beds. There's a washing that I need to go and hang up. I'll go and do that. Just feel like we can't do it all, and we are all only trying our best. So yeah, just take it as it comes, bit by bit. Sorry if that's rubbish. How do you manage difficult questions the children ask about the new circumstances? I'm not sure how old, I'm not sure how old your children are, or if you're watching this today, you know, all of our children are going to be so different ages. Now, at the start, I must admit it was awful. It was absolutely horrific, because I feel like we're getting left with, and I have spoke about this on like another video, we're getting left with absolutely everything, and then they wonder why us mums have got so much emotion and anger, and you know, like, because we're so protective of our children's feelings and what we feel is right. You know, we have birthed them, like we've carried them, we've birthed them, we've put our whole life for this whole postpartum situation, and then we're almost just, right, kids, you know, we're not together no more, you have to basically just get on with the routine. I was also having to, maybe for others, you know, everyone's situation is so different, but I was having to also navigate this absolute traumatizing heartbreak. Like, I'm having to try and keep myself level and calm and healed, whilst also trying to emotionally, you know, for my children, you know, when they're asking the questions, I'm like, I don't even know sometimes I didn't even know what to answer at the start. I was like, I don't even know myself, so I can't. So in the end, you know, I did, you know, a few times I would say, you're going to have to ask the other parent, because I'm out of it. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I used to blame myself. I blame myself for, you know, giving all myself to the children and the babies. I used to blame myself for maybe not putting myself out as much as you know, as a relationship rather than just a mum. I used to blame myself for all of it, and then now I look back and I think, no, that was just such a short period of time that it would have been. I need to stop blaming myself like that. You can't blame yourself forever. You will go insane. Sometimes in life these things do happen, and I do feel it's made me a lot stronger. It's made me into such not a different person, because I'm really, I never wanted to change actually who I am, but don't you find that when you go through quite hard things, it makes you, I really, really just appreciate the little things, you know, just waking up to my children, you know, seeing my children every morning, having dinner with them. Yes, it's chaos, yes, it's hard, but whilst they're so young, like, I appreciate that. You know, I've always wanted to be a mum, and I still have that. So yeah, I just feel difficult questions with the children. So my circumstances, 5 and 2, they used to ask for the other parent, you know, quite a lot. How confusing for them. They've gone from this to like completely different separation, so then, you know, like having to then go to like a different house, pack bags to go to a different house to sleep over. Like, how confusing for us, let alone them. So at the start it was really hard basically to navigate, and I didn't know how to say it. I used to get actually probably a bit upset myself. I don't know the answers. But now I just say that, you know, certain people, you know, make different decisions, and, you know, mummy and daddy both love you, you know, but how, you know, I try and make it a little bit more exciting. I try and, you know, add a bit of excitement to it, but I also say that, you know, don't feel pressured if you don't want to go, you know, go there or go here. You know, I'm a safe space for you to talk to open up. I never ever have spoken badly of the other parent. I have probably done things like there's a few times I have gone down and said, you've got to explain why, because I'm done with explaining. You know, I can't explain to these children anymore. You know, you need to do that now. This is your turn. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but sometimes you don't know what to do is right. You don't know what to say is right in those peak moments. And don't ever think you'll understand that until you're a mum or until you become a single mum, because your children, you try and protect their emotions so much. It's such a difficult situation. So yeah, I am sending my love to anybody that is in those. I mean, I still feel like 10 months is still quite new. You know, I have healed from a lot, but you know, 10 months is still quite new, isn't it, really? People say that it actually takes 3 years to navigate like a divorce or navigate relationship with children. 3 years, that's a long time, but I do understand it. So yeah, basically circumstances, I would just say stay really calm. If they co-parent, get a calendar of, you know, what days they go off, or if they don't see their dad, you know, just reassure them that you are there with them every step of the way. And I do feel like we have to be the fun parent. You know, we have to be, as much as we have to be the parent overall. You know, we're not just the fun parent, sorry. We're like the fun parent. We have to almost be mummy and daddy. We then don't want to argue. We don't want to like tell them off too much because I want them. Is hard. I totally understand it. But I just think staying really true, just really reassuring them that you are their safe space. And if they do ask questions, just try and keep it really mature and just try and keep level-headed with it all, as hard as it is. I know. But if anybody else has ever got anything to input of how they've navigated it, because obviously it still is new for me and I've still got other things. You know, Kojo still thinks that mummy and daddy are going to get married because that's like the norm, bless him. And, you know, if I say that, you know, if there's other relationships, you know, and things like that, you know, how is he going to understand that? You know, on my side, I don't think it will be for a very long time because I'm having to heal from a lot of things, but we will get there. But if that, you know, with the other side of things, people have put sorry, I had to actually stop that because I just find it a little bit triggering. I feel like I need to bite on my McDonald's. I feel it triggering I just feel a bit sad for the children, really. It's also confusing for them, but maybe people see it in a different side to what I see it in. I feel like if I was to ever meet anybody, I would like it to see how long it went on and on and on. Really get to know this person, really have, you know, a really steady time with them. And then as time goes on, speak to like the other parent. Do they feel happy? And I will never change who I am. You know, it might not have happened on my side of things, but I feel like I wouldn't change who I am. And I would like to still stay respectful. And I would, you know, pull that aside to the other parent. As long as they're fun to them and kind to them and, you know, they're not putting them at any risk or any harm. Obviously, that is the main thing. How do you make yourself feel positive and better when you feel down? Like the Let It theory. Read it. Really good. I also put on good music. Really, really good, like playlists. Even put your headphones on and go for a run. Go for like a long walk. Go to a friend, you know, just speak to your friends, speak to your family, like offload, talk about it, talk about how you feel, whether it's anything, just offload to somebody about it. I just feel like that is the best thing to do. I feel quite down less now than I did obviously months ago. I do feel like you come through a tunnel, and I would just say don't rush it. Let you like feel sad, feel empathy, feel emotion of how this is like a mad situation. Like this is crazy. Like you don't imagine your life to be like this, no matter what. You don't, when you were younger, like you don't have this. I can't wait for the future now, I must admit. Like I am like in a much more better headspace. But some people even have to go to the doctors. You know, I've been to therapy for this situation that I've been through. And even my therapist said, you know, I'm having to actually go on to something called counselling. I feel like I'm riding the emotions. I'm learning what to put up with and what not to put up with. I'm learning that everybody's not actually sometimes, that everybody's not the same. Like, everybody deals and you know, things differently. Literally am feeling how I feel, and I'm letting it be. And I feel like that is really important. Sometimes you feel like everybody tells you to like man up, come on, get on with it. You have empathy, you have emotion, you should, and that is how you should feel. Ride the wave, start the gym. I mean, I've said about that 1,000 times. Here I am eating a McDonald's. Be around friends. Like, all of my friends, and every single one of them, I feel so grateful for. I don't even know whether I would have been this strong without my friends. Like, it makes me feel a little bit emotional, because I think, thank you for like seeing everything for the true what's happened, helping me in every single way, taking me to appointments, like helping me with the children when I've not. Actually makes me feel, it does make me feel quite emotional, because I want to be able to still help and heal. And this is why I think I'm doing these videos. Sometimes I don't know if I am saying the right thing or doing the right thing by oversharing, but equally I know how hard it is. And my thing right now is, whilst I'm healing and navigating this, I want to be able to help other people that maybe don't have that support. So yeah, I do hope that opening up and, you know, being a little bit of a over talker and oversharer helps other people feel less alone. Okay, I'm going to do one more question, two more questions. Basically, how is co-parenting going? I would say it's better now. We've got a routine in place, and at the start it was horrendous because I feel like there was no routine. I just sort of was like left with it all, really. And then yeah, very, very rocky. And equally, I didn't want to hand the children over on too many days or nights, because I didn't ask for this. I don't want to be giving up my, but I've always tried to think of the best interest of the children. So I do actually feel like there's a great service out there called Mediation, and I'm actually going to do a little bit of an Instagram video. So it might be on there, or it might be coming up, about all the services that there are out there for single parents to try and navigate this, because you're not on your own. Like, don't think you're on your own. There's so many services out there that have actually helped me, but Mediation is great. Highly recommend that. And I feel like that's how it's helped us, because I just feel like we were trying to set a place in thing, and it just wasn't working. I just feel like it was just, there's a lot going on. It's a lot to sort. It's a big thing. So Mediation was absolutely fantastic. There was somebody there that just, they don't take sides. Like, and I wasn't even on the script. Like, you don't even have to see them. You don't even have to go into a room and see them. So yeah, highly recommend that. Okay, last one before I hit the highway, because I think we're on about 20 minutes long video now. Holiday. So people have put about holidays. Would you go on a holiday on your own? How did you find camping? Any tips for going on your own? So do you know what? It's quite funny, because my friends always laugh at me about this. So I'll just jump in a car, shoot off to camping. It didn't really make me nervous. If you put me in a local situation, we had this park thing recently, I must have looked so like ignorant or arrogant. I don't know what the word is. I get so shy when there's so many people. Like, we live in quite a small little town, so like everyone knows everyone. And there's always like thousands or hundreds, I don't know, hundreds, not thousands, of people there, and I go very shy. That's not me being rude, that's not me. It's just sometimes I just, oh, mate's just hit the bush with his car. Oh my god. Oh god, you all right, darling? Bloody hell. That's his Volkswagen smacked off. I personally think things like that, like if I go places and I don't know anyone, but if it's situations where there's like loads of people there. So when I was younger, I used to drink quite a lot on weekends and things like that. 'Cause I think if I was really drunk, don't bloody bother, don't really matter, does it? When I was like 19, I'm now 31, I think. Yeah. But like now, I am a little bit nervous. I know that I've seemed like probably really bubbly and outgoing. I am actually quite like I do when I walk through town, or like I'm like this, like with the pram, and I feel like my babies are my like really big, like my kids are like my security blanket, because I just feel like they're just like my best friends with me all the time. So yeah, that's actually been quite hard, because when I've been navigating like days on my own, like the weekends, I feel a bit lost going to places, but I am trying to learn. It's actually probably making me like open up a little bit and do things on my own, and go to places on my own and things like that. But equally, equally, it's funny, isn't it, really? Because so in September, big family holiday, my sister got married, and let me tell you, honestly, if you, I know it's really hard with like money as well, you get left with all the bills, but I had already prepaid for all this. I was working quite a lot. Ophelia was only young, but I did work quite a lot. I was working for a lot of advertisements. I was literally just like smashing it out because I knew that I had to pay for America. My sister got married there. They did help out with a few things. My mum was great. She did help out with a few things. It was obviously a big family holiday. I actually loved it. I just went, my family are great. Like, they're such crazy wild animals and I love them. We have got a big family, and we all went with my kids. Yes, they did ask for the other parent quite a few times. It was quite hard. It was all very new. It was only a few weeks in. But you know what? The best thing I ever done was just go for it. And I feel like my healing journey almost really started in America. I feel like I'm so glad that I went to it. I wasn't going to. I thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, I've just become a single parent. I'm having to like emotionally deal with all of this. The kids are going to ask for, the other parent. How am I going to cope with this? But you know what? I'd have done it 10 times over. I wish I actually stayed there for another week. I bloody loved it. It was amazing. We did do Disney whilst we were there. We done the whole lot, and yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So highly recommend just having a little bit of a breakaway from your hometown and your, like, the reality of everything, if you can, or just book something to have to look forward to, because it was a really, really good, it was great. It was a great starter, sort of healing point. And yeah, me and the children just had a whale of a time, and I just feel like they deserved it. And my family were great. Like, if I had a bit of an emotional day, they just helped me with the children and said, like, you're gonna do this, like, keep going, come on, like, and they were great. Then I went camping. It was great. The Bell tents with Campmates. I do have a discount code. I think it's over on my Instagram. Please use that because it was fantastic. I just got in the car, drove 3 hours, but we've got no worries. We just get in and go. I've not got to argue with another parent, deal with another parent. Sort like, oh, should we stop at this stop? Shall we do this? I just get in. I do what I want to do. If the kids want to stop, we stop. If I wanted to stop, we just go with the flow. It's honestly, like, it's so much more, I do feel it really more peaceful. So yeah, I highly recommend going for it if you've got a holiday. One thing I don't know if I'm ready to do yet, though, is go on holiday abroad with the children. I think they're too young. I don't think I would do that just yet. So they are very, very small ages still. They need a lot of, like, eye concentration. They need a lot of they still need to be cared for a lot. They're not like they're a lot older and they could go swimming and I could just sit. Yeah, they're still very young, and their needs are still, obviously quite a lot. So I'm not ready for that yet. But a UK break, camping, maybe like a little chalet or anything. Go to Butlins or somewhere like that where they've got like entertainment. There'd be other parents there. You've got your little caravan as your safe space. Highly recommend doing that. So if you just go for it, honestly, you will not regret it. And it's like your first little family memories as just you and the children. So yeah, highly recommend that. Right. Probably bored you to death, hopefully not, rambling on, but I hope that I'll give you a little bit of advice and insight of a few things. Now let's get home, do this 2-year review, a few things at home. I've got loads of work bits that I need to do before, because it's like, what is the time? Christ, it's cracking on this time. Home sweet home. Okay, so this 24-month questionnaire, if anybody has one to come. Also, these are the books that I write everything in. So it started off as a little book, and then we won't go through it. That is a little bit private, of everything. So basically, it started off as a little book, and then I realised I probably needed to write more down, like I needed more room for the thing. So now we're getting on to the big bad boy. So I write everything down, if anything has gone well, if anything's changed, anything that's happened, literally anything that's happened, anything that, literally everything. Everything, it's all wrote down. So highly recommend. I need to actually probably do a few more things that I write down. So I highly recommend getting there, just as like it's just really good to journal it, and then hopefully in like months and years to come you can look back and see like how far you've come, what you had to, you know, go through, what things had to sort of like, you know, what you had basically what you had to go through, and what things was like, and what life's like look now. And hopefully I can burn them, like burn book. No mean girls here, Christ almighty, but it's just the honest everything in these little books. And I just feel like sometimes at the end of the day, if you've got no one to speak to sort of, you know, people say sometimes it's, my boob just sat on the table, it's so funny. When people say it's hard, you've got no one to like vent or rant to at the end of the day, it's so good to actually just write it all down in the book. If anything has triggered you, or anything has upset you, or you've had a good day, write it all down. Yeah, and it's really good to look back on. Somebody recommend that to me. Okay, so 24-month review. So I'm not sure if anybody has done this. Does your child, there's literally, I think it's more like if they were not hitting certain things, you know, just to get some advice really. I always remember Kojo at his 2-year review, he was a lockdown, and they actually give me a leaflet and a website because his tantrums were horrendous. Ophelia hasn't actually hit that really yet. I'm not sure if girls are different than boys. Kojo's definitely peaked at 18 months, and he was hardcore till he was about 3.5, and then I think he's calmed down a lot now. Still sensitive, still a bit emotional. I think boys do get like that. They get a little bit more like angry and then they're over it. Where I feel like girls apparently get a little bit more sassy, they answer back. I feel like they're talking. Like Kojo he never talked as much than Ophelia did at this age. She talks loads, and I do feel like that's again a girl and a boy thing. Maybe that's only maybe from my situation, but other mums that I've spoke to. So yeah, like, they're all different, but equally Kojo walked sooner than Ophelia. He crawled sooner than Ophelia, but then she sat up way earlier and she talked way earlier. They're all different. As long as you haven't got no concerns, I think, about certain things. But if so, they're not there to judge you. Well, I would hope not anyway. I hope that no one's been judged in things like this, because it is a hard like thing being a parent, isn't it? And like thinking of what to do right. But yeah, I guess it's just looking back at things, isn't it, to see. So I need to fill all of this out. Do you know, one thing though, I haven't even, like, it's quite funny, isn't it? Does your child jump with both feet leaving the floor at the same time? I don't even know, she's jumped, but I don't even know if I've properly looked at that. Like, oh God, am I meant to do this? Forgot about this. Does your child put small items on pasta, like a string or a... I guess it's to do with their fine motor skills, isn't it? Yeah. Child eat with a spoon, fork or knife? Can you understand what your child says? It says about like eyesight, hearing and things like that. So it's really important, isn't it? Because do your children have concerns of eating? So at this point, also my son had dairy intolerant. He had dairy, so we actually then from his 1-year review actually got referred really quickly then on to the paediatrician, and they were fantastic with that. What do you enjoy about your child? Oh my God, why is there only 3 lines? We need more lines than 3 lines, because there's so much I enjoy about having my child. But yeah, so I think, do you have any about your child's behaviour? Okay, just grabbing the bits of washing. I've done the questionnaire. My gosh, it was so different this time. I feel like there was more questions. Maybe there wasn't, just forgot because it was like 3 years ago. Just keeping it normal here. Look, washing hanging out because it looks like it's going to absolutely piss it down. Didn't do the bed because didn't have time this morning. So that can be sorted. Right, okay, so I don't know if any of yours have started swimming lessons, but Kojo started when he was like a lot younger, but I just felt like he was a lockdown little bubba, and he was quite shy. Like he was quite look at the state of it here. Right, don't let that bad, it's shy. He was like, I don't know if anybody else had kids like in the lockdown to having a child now, but obviously like Ophelia's been out socially like loads from day one really, but obviously like for like a year of my lockdown little boy's life he wasn't. So we started swimming, and I just think it was a bit too much for him, but we have got a holiday next year with all my family. So that's all just been confirmed, which is really exciting. So we're going, and I just want him to have his swimming lessons. So I'm starting swimming lessons for him. But what do you pack? So I'm thinking little Spider-Man shorts I got from Primark. I don't know if boys have got to wear like a vest, or do you know what I mean? Like anything like that. I need to look really. Whoop. And then Ophelia's going to start her swimming lessons after her gymnastics. She goes to gymnastics and she literally loves it. So I'm thinking that when that finishes, like in like a different term, oh, I have got goggles here actually. They actually might have been my stepson's. We used to go swimming, and yeah, I've probably bought him these years ago, because there's two lots of goggles, and I don't ever remember buying Kojo any of them really. Well, they wouldn't have been, so I reckon was my little stepsons, I reckon. So I will take them, hopefully they'll be all right. And then I know they need like a swim hat, don't they? Towel, I need to go and get a towel. And then I need to do a big vintage, like I've got so many girls' clothes and boys' clothes. Does anybody else just say that they need to do these vintage things and never get round to it? Like, I've got so many bags of, does anybody need boy and girl clothes? If so, let me know, because I will literally just send it to you. Like, you can just have it, take it off my hand. I've got so many clothes. I was kindly given so many boys and girls clothes from my friends, but now I feel like, because their kids are like, was a bit older, but now I'm like, I feel like I've got so much of it. So we'll sort it all out, pack some washing away whilst I'm here. There's obviously loads of jobs to do now, with being a single mum, and there is just like, I mean, I think initially a mum does do it all, obviously, like a lot of it. We always, like, previously, you know, before everything, you know, we did do things that were a bit like teamwork really, that's like normal, you know, with mum and dad roles. When we like lived in the house, we did do, you know, bits here and there, in that kind of respect. That always worked quite well really. But you know, I just feel like now I don't always want to be at home just doing it. Like, I feel like this weekend was like my weekend with the children, and I'm just a bit like, I didn't want to just be home just doing all the washing and that, because next weekend I don't bloody see him for 2 days, and you know, and it is absolutely heartbreaking. Like, look at me just flicking it. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And I do feel, I think I was saying on a video on my Instagram, you do feel like punished as such for something, that you haven't even, you know, like given up those kids' memories. Oh my God, why is it? Pumpkin pyjamas, Matalan pumpkin pyjamas have only just come out because they finally fit her. Next, tell me next, do the best clothes without telling me next. They just smash it every time. Ophelia has more clothes than me, but she's growing so quickly. When she was a baby, she was look how cute this is. She was so big, like she was really big, and everyone was like, oh my God, like you're feeding her like bitty milk too much. She used to eat loads. And as she's got, and then she got like to like 1.5, everyone's like, oh, she's really tiny, isn't she? She's really, really small. I think, bloody hell, you can't win, can you? A minute ago, she was too big. Now she's too bloody small. But she's now like leveling out, I think, for like her 2.5 year, like for about being like 2 years and, how old is she? 2 years and 3 months? That's that bird cage done. So I have also got Kojo's to do, so don't be fooled. There is always housework, but we are always just doing our best. There is washing hanging up in my bathroom. Look, like that was actually a sleeping bag. Really freaky. It was actually a sleeping bag for when I went to camping, and the weather's been so bad. Oh God, don't look in here. The weather's been so bad. I haven't had time to catch up on it all. Right, now I need to find a towel. I need a towel. All of them are drying or being washed, or I don't know, where are they all? Can't take the big, well, it's a bit big, isn't it? How? So he has been wearing, they aren't great, but they're better than nothing. him and Ophelia, when they went on holiday and that, wore these in the pool. Really, really handy. They're amazing. They're really cheap. And he also used to love this. And he would like, one of those noodles that like go under him. And recently, I just thought, it's so important now. Where was we? Oh, and he wanted to go down the water slides and stuff like that. And I said to him, I can't, mate, I literally cannot let you go off on these. And I think some of his friends was doing it. And I was like, I can't let you go off on these swimming things because, you can't go underwater and like have the confidence to lift yourself back up. And, water can be like so dangerous, really dangerous. And I live really close to lots of beaches and we are down the sea, we are down the beach every single day in the summer when it's sunny. So yeah, I just really find that this is really important. It costs a bomb, paying for it all, doing it all, but it's important to me and I feel that I really want to get that sorted. So yes, I'll quickly comb the old locks here. Right, so I have 2 hours, so I'm going to do some work. I've got some more little bits. I've got emails to do. I've got tax returns. I've got to go to Home Bargains. So yeah, I just jabbering on about my day here, just jabbering on, going through it. But I hope that these kind of like little, I don't even think there's any even rhythm to these vlogs, and I don't even know if there ever will be. I just feel like it's a little bit of a place to come to. It's just a little bit free for all, really. I just sort of set the camera up and away we go, talking, woohoo, washing. A little bit of reality of kind of like, yeah, motherhood, single motherhood, life, Q&As, days in, days out. But yeah, I just sometimes feel like on YouTube, you can like talk a little bit more, we can get a little bit more chatty. And if you guys want to join in, obviously you can join in on the comments. But please let me know if there's any other videos that you'd like me to do that are a little bit more structured and that have a little bit more meaning to them. Like I watch a lot of YouTube videos and listen to a lot of podcasts now, and I'm like, oh, I hope mine will be as neat and tidy as their videos one day. But I guess this is just, it's just the time that I've got. I really want to be able to like connect with you all a little bit more, and show you a little bit more about just my life and how times go and how things are. But yeah, I'm just sending my love to all of you. Remember, you're always doing a fantastic job. Never doubt yourself. Never, ever, ever lose yourself or let somebody knock you down, because you are doing a fantastic job. You are being the best parent out there for your little ones. And please don't ever let anybody tell you any different. Honestly, stay true to yourself, be real, just always stay strong. And I hope you have the best week ever. If you feel like you're getting down in the dumps, whack a podcast on, whack some good music on, just feel the emotion like I was saying. Write it down in the notepad, go and get yourself a hot drink and just try and have like healthy distractions. I promise you it will benefit you in the future. That's how I'm trying to see it anyway. I just feel like all of these things that I'm doing, I'm really trying to hope that a future will be so bright for me and the children. And yeah, I'm just trying to focus on that really, taking it day by day. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're okay. And I hope this is some kind of comforting, safe space for you guys to come to. But have a lovely day and always tell yourself that you're doing amazing. Never doubt yourself and never knock yourself down. Bye.